Good morning, everyone. It's 8 o'clock on the start of a Thursday, one day closer, inch by inch. We are getting to the end of the week. Hope you're off to a good start on this Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve. Happy Thursday.
Listen, what a wet start to the day today. We got out this morning, and I thought it was going to be like really nasty when I woke up
Me too.
and got out the door to go to work. It wasn't.
I was so happy.
Me too.
Because I couldn't find my umbrella.
Oh.
I usually have it hanging on the door.
Well, I parked super close thinking that I was going to have to make a run for it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, but as we got into the swing of things this morning, the rain really started coming down. So this morning, it's still, kind of passing its way through Western New York. Still not necessarily the nicest forecast. And frankly, it's still a little bit foggy out there. Muggy, to say the least.
So much cooler, though, which is amazing.
Is it, though? I really didn't think it was.
It's muggy, but it's cooler. And then if we get some more showers later, that's going to kind of cool things down. A little bit of showers for the weekend, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. But
scattered showers. Aaron's like, listen, there's going to be a lot of dry time on Saturday, but just be ready that you might see some rain roll through.
Russ always finds the wrong time to call.
Like, has he not realized by this point?
We have literally been together for almost 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens. Hi, Russ. Good morning. You're on Second Cup.
Hi, Russ. You know how it's 8 o'clock?
Right. Remember that? Did you look at the clock this morning?
Oh, good morning. Yes, I did.
Good morning.
All right, well, good morning. Well, I'll let you two keep at it. Have a great morning.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I love the yes, I did.
Right. He's
I'll let you keep at it.
It's so funny. Like, all of a sudden, he turned on his energy.
That's so funny. Well, okay, let you keep at it.
He's like, get me out of here. Exactly. Well, I mean, that's what happens. You reap what you sow.
I was literally just about to ask about this. So, Jeanette, thank you. Thank you.
What? Oh my God, it was Jeanette.
I was wondering who the cuppy was who ran into Paul yesterday. Because
so funny.
I'm talking to Paul on my way home. He goes, hey, I ran into a cuppy at Delaware Park. I go, really? I go, oh my God. How'd you know? Did they recognize you from Second Cup? And he goes, no, Bandit. So apparently Jeanette is walking and says to Paul, I know that dog. And Paul said, can I ask how you know Bandit? And she was like, I'm a cuppy. And I thought that was the funniest. I called you to tell you.
Yes, it was good.
Oh my God, that's so funny, Paul. And how do you know Bandit?
Second Cup.
Jeanette, did he jump up on you? I'm sorry. He gets so excited when he meets new people, but he gets so jazzed up.
Marguerite says, my tie doesn't match your dress today.
Well, I did.
Dark hot pink.
Dark hot pink. That's hot pink. This is dark pink. I should have said dark pink, I guess. Do you have something? I should have said watermelon maybe, but that's kind of brighter. I don't know. You have that one tie that's got the watermelon stripes on it. I haven't seen it for a long time, though.
Do you know why? Because it's like a bib. It's very wide. I don't love wearing that one tie anymore. I've had it for probably 15 years. But anyway, Jeanette, going back, he said, thank you for joking with us.
That's so funny. Like, it was really funny. And Connie's my thing. Look, Jeff Baker sent me a message today saying that I was looking red too. What color should we wear tomorrow, Cuppies? I've been having a hard time deciding in the mornings.
I know. It's been later and later.
Well, because I just am like standing there like, what do I feel like wearing today? And then I just like kind of zone out a little bit. And then I wait for you to text me.
I'm like, what are we waiting for? Can you fill me in here?
I don't know.
Purple, Melly says. Yellow. I've got this really, really pale yellow. I could wear that.
Ooh. What about, could you do like a goldenrod? Yeah, you could. I know you can.
Not right now, I can't. But I could do that really pale yellow.
Could you do a goldenrod?
No. Sarah says purple.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pale yellow. I don't really have it.
Green.
Oh, I have that little dress that I wore, but I wore it the other day.
Lavender haze, maroon.
See, you guys are literally my closet in the morning. I look at all this stuff, and it's all, oh my God, this was so funny. Did I tell you this? One day Paul came in, and he was like talking to me, and I was sitting down on the floor, like I turned this like tiny like office into a closet because we have a North Buffalo house with no closet space at all. So I've got just my clothes along the one wall, and we're sitting down on the floor, and he looks up and he's like, "Are these are all in like in order?" And I was like, "Yeah, like the rainbow order of this and this and this." And he was like, "I never knew that." And he goes, "Every time I put stuff in here, I just stick it at the end." And I said, "I know." But I try to do that so I can find him easily.
So funny.
All right. Well,
I like Peter's comment. Okay.
show off the guns day.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. Somebody else a t-shirt day.
Jeff Baker.
Commented.
Jeff Baker's reading.
I get it. Can't do it though. Okay, let's talk about the story because I feel like a lot of people are really interested in this one. How about the people who don't return their shopping carts to the corral at the store? Does that drive you nuts or what? There's this woman who is going viral online because she refuses to return her shopping cart to the corral because she says she doesn't want to leave her kids in the car alone. And she says, "Judge me all you want. I'm not returning my shopping cart."
And people did.
Not sorry. Like, come on, be a good citizen.
Okay, right. So she gets her groceries. She puts them all in the car. She has her kids in the car. And then she's like, "I'm not leaving my kids in the car to bring the shopping cart back."
Return the cart. Lazy. Stop being lazy. That does drive me nuts. Yes, I hate it.
So my question is,
exactly, Linda. I hate when the parking lot is full and you find a space and there's a cart blocking it. What's your question?
my comment is, I guess if I understand you got your kids in the car, you don't want to leave them. So don't, is my point, like bring them with. And here's my comment. How'd you get the cart in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
And I said this in the 5 o'clock show today too, because if you didn't leave your kids in the car to get the cart, then you don't have to leave them in the car to return the cart. It might be less convenient, but you're not getting the cart in the first place without doing that.
So Mark's comment here, if it's so far away, I see why. Lori, though, says, lock the car door then if you're leaving your cars, right? Like, are we not using common sense here? Have we absolutely lost touch with reality because we are just simply talking to our phones all day? Judge me all you want. I'm not returning my cart to the corral. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Also, by doing that and by posting this video, are you taking care of your kids? And are you watching your kids while you're posting your video and talking to the phone like this?
How about, I like Lori. It just says, leave the kids at home. Lori's looking up.
Like, seriously. Or, you know what? Get Instacart.
I like to park near the thing. I don't have kids that I have to take in and out with me, but I just park near the thing and then put it back. I just would never do that.
You know, and then Kristen, I always return the cart, and even did when my kids were little.
Yeah. Like, hold your kid in the like baby seat, toddler, whatever. Or maybe we learn to safely walk in a parking lot. And I understand it's a scary, boy, your parking lot's scary. Even as an adult, I'm like, it's like dodging whatever. But like, you gotta go through those processes. We all learn to hold hands and do it safely. And then we return the cart together and we learn that lesson too.
I love it. Wegmans, Kelsey says they have the parking lot for parents or the parking spot for parents with small children right up front and right next to the cart return. It's her favorite. Carrie, like, my kids have legs. They can walk. Hold the car seat. Oh my God. Seriously. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Like, my kids have legs. So funny, Carrie.
Barbara says she's not setting such a great example for her kids.
Right. Sarah, I hear you. It can be hard to walk with multiple kids if you can't get near the corral. However, I prefer a Walmart pickup.
There you
You
go.
always do that.
Jeanette, isn't she a clinical physician too? The woman that posted this video, people were commenting that she will lose parents.
Patience.
I think she is.
She'll lose patience.
Yes, but isn't she a clinical physician?
I don't know.
I thought she was a doctor. Jeff says, with a mom like that, the kids probably want to be abducted.
Jeff.
Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. And I liked your burst just now. You just took a stand on something. I admire that. Thank you. Danielle, want my kids? Take
In the
them.
sassiest way possible.
James, if a stray cart scratches or dents a car, the store isn't responsible.
Honestly,
right.
like, it's just rude.
Like, of all things to be considerate about.
Or to take your stand on. Like, this is the hill I'm going to die on.
Really?
It's the shopping cart hill.
And here's the other thing, too. Like, you walk around Wegmans. I'm just using Wegmans as an example.
Yeah.
They've got the helping hands there. Right. And those guys are working, or guys and girls, right. women and ladies and men, are working so hard.
Yeah, as they drag 60 carts with that strap thing.
Thank you.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Put your cart in the corral.
Let's make more work for them.
Marguerite, speaking of carts, some people are kind enough to leave their basket at Aldi's for the next person without retrieving the quarter. A guy went by the other day and
took 2 quarters. Hope he puts them to good use. So much for paying for it. That was me the other day. I went to Aldi and a guy handed me the cart as I was going. You know, you're not an Aldi shopper, so you know you need the quarter to get the cart and the key, and then you get your quarter at the end. Yeah. It's the whole thing. And anyway, so somebody gives me a cart, and I was like, oh, thanks. And this is what you do at Aldi. If someone gives you a cart, you go, do you want the quarter? And the guy goes, no, pay it forward. So I'm like, okay. So then I leave and I bring my groceries to the car. And now I'm just like, oh my God, there was nobody to give the cart to. Nobody.
So what do you do? Just leave the quarter?
So you don't have the quarter then? Like, you would get the quarter when you put the cart back. So I just put it in back, like, so I didn't put the quarter in.
Okay,
so you could
so it
take it for
snap.
free. Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, hopefully this is paying it forward enough.
Sarah says, one time I had to go home because I forgot my quarter and wasn't going to wander around with 2 kids.
Oh my God, Sarah. So fun. I keep my Aldi quarter like in my little thing in the car. Quarter.
They do that a lot. It's nice. Katie Kim says, okay, I think about this. Katie, Anita says, thank you for saying Aldi.
Anita, as your price tracker, I am very aware of the grocery store names.
Okay, so I think about this too, Jeanette. And I am very cognizant of it. I was thinking about this yesterday, picking up hangers on the floor at the store. I almost tripped, but I picked up the ones off the floor. There were 2 employees there. What am I going to do? Complain to them that I almost tripped? No, is it their job to pick up the hangers? Maybe, but if you drop them, pick them up. Mm. If you take the cart, put it back. It's just the right thing to do. So my thought is, right, like if you drop something, like it is incumbent upon you to pick it up. It's like cleaning up after you make a mess.
I agree. DW, real quick, see your comment. We're getting to that next. Don't you worry. I agree. Can I say it's the same when you work somewhere too? Like if you leave stuff somewhere, clean up after yourself and pick it up. Like I hear a lot of people like how about the people who on like Instagram will be mad about like the stuff that's like left in the fridge? And we've had like stuff that gets left in the fridge.
That starts to smell.
Sometimes I do think people just forget about stuff. Like it just like, let's be real. All of us have done this stuff before. But like, yeah, picking up after yourself is just like part of it. Like when we leave here every day, I always take, or try to at least, take all these papers with me.
Let me show you what's going on in this box that's behind the desk right now, because you want to talk about cleaning up after yourself. Look at the tissues that are in here. That is disgusting. That is not from any of us. Yeah. Like, I'm not touching that.
Well, and in fairness, how are we going to plug stuff in? It may not be that. It may be from like wiping the desk down too. Like, but yeah, it's just like throw stuff in the garbage.
Oh my gosh, take the extra 2 seconds. You should see the makeup room.
My mom's got one. How about when people leave clothes that they don't want in the dressing room?
Yeah, gross. That's just rude.
Take it out and like hang it back up for the people.
And there's usually somebody who's working at the clothes horse that's there.
Well, you go to Marshall's a lot, so that's what you're talking about.
But well, like, H&M too. There's always somebody at the desk.
H&M too. Macy's and stuff like that, though, they don't have that. And like sometimes you'll go into a dressing room and there'll be like 50 things in there. Now sometimes you'll find something worth trying on.
In the dressing room? Well, that's already there.
You never know. Sometimes you're like, well, I didn't see that on the racks.
Fair.
Thankfully it's here. But no, I'm with you. I think we should all hang it. Just make it easier for everybody.
Anita and Sherry both agree. Ross, Gabe's, Burlington, hangers everywhere. I know. It's rough. Okay, how about this? Speeding in residential neighborhoods or beyond. Today is day 4 of the state's speed trap, basically. More state police are going to be on the road. They are tracking you speeding and aggressively driving. And state police are cracking down. Last year, they gave out about 10,000 tickets to people who are driving aggressively and speeding. Now, the 198 we know has been 30 miles an hour for many, many years at this point. But how many of us are actually going 30 miles an hour on the 198?
So, in fact, yesterday, our crews were out there and they saw people going about 60 on the 198.
And for so many of us, the 198 was 55 for the longest time. Actually, I think it was 50 because it was one of those like weirdo speeds. But you know, it wasn't 55, it wasn't 60, it was 50.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be honest. Who doesn't?
Ooh.
Who goes 30 miles an hour on the
Yeah,
198?
Stanford. Carrie, tell us about where you live. There's an accident at least once a month at the intersection near me. Constant speeders in elementary school and a city bus route. Carrie, where is that?
Kim says, just go the speed limit. You're not getting there any faster. Claudia says we have a stop sign in front of our house. Everyone thinks it's optional.
Isn't that bad these days?
Yes.
I went for
Lori
a run yesterday. I'm a little sore. I got to stand. Sorry.
Lori says Union Road is a raceway along with Transit Road. Paula says the 33 used to be 50 miles an hour. 50 miles an hour years ago. What is it now?
55, right?
So they upped it 5 miles.
I think so.
Carrie saying the east side near Jefferson and Utica.
Okay. My mom and I have this conversation all the time. People are driving like maniacs lately. It doesn't matter if on the highways or the streets. And we just drove to and from Pittsburgh. It really wasn't that bad. I didn't think we did see a couple people who did the, like, we were talking about it earlier, you know, when people get real close and they jet in and they're trying to get, and you're just like, okay, hold on, like 2 seconds.
Jeanette says, I do 30 on the 198, so wave when you pass me. Though Howard says, if you do 30 on the 198, you're going to get run over.
Yeah.
Surely, though, people speed over speed bumps on city streets. I've seen that too. What I've also seen is people are blowing through red lights intentionally. It's not like a yellow becomes red,
right?
Or, you know, it's green and then all of a sudden it's yellow. People are literally going around traffic to go through a red light and not making any bones about it.
Yeah.
That blows my mind because I think that like at a red, you know me, I'm not the best driver in the entire world. I will admit it. I understand it. But when you're at a red light,
you kind of know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say. I noticed it the most, I would say, on the 33. People flying, like flying, and like right lane, straight to the left lane, back to the right lane. Like, whoa.
Where is that?
On the 33.
Okay.
It is lawless these days, I feel like.
Teresa says, people speed past me just to beat me to the light. Danielle, people are always getting pulled over in front of my house because it's a school zone. See, that's the thing too.
Kelsey, in Jamestown, people are passing stopped school buses. If someone goes speeding past a stopped school bus and injures my kid, they better hope the cops get there before.
Okay, so here's my question. The school bus, and I want to talk about the red light issue in a second. The school buses, the yellow lights are blinking. You're free to go around the school bus, right? Like, you don't have to stop.
If the yellow lights are blinking,
right.
I think you're supposed to slow down.
Right, but you don't have to stop. Like, you have to stop when the red lights are on.
I don't know. You know me. I'd be like, oh God, I better hit the brakes here. I think you slow down. And then I think you're just like ready to stop.
Yellow flashing lights mean the bus is preparing to stop or to load or unload children. Slow down and prepare to stop your vehicle.
Yeah.
Red flashing lights mean the bus has stopped and children are getting on or off, says the DMV.
So I wouldn't go around.
Oh, I have.
Okay, well, that's a mistake. And now you know.
Now I know.
It's okay.
Lori says, I would stop if they are yellow too.
Yeah. It's like the prepare to slow down.
Paula says, you don't have to stop at the yellow flashing bus lights. I didn't think so either.
Yeah, well, I would because
the bishop might come and get you.
They're going to turn red and like, you don't want that. You know, and the other thing too is that if you're dealing especially with little kids on the side of the road, you don't want one of them to like, oh, the school bus is slowing down. Then, it's just like, oh boy, okay.
Tracy says, if blinking yellow, you don't have to stop. Pass slowly. Be prepared to stop, though. Danielle says, no, you do have to stop, or the bus blows the horn. I think that's only on red, though. Like, I would never go around a bus with red lights blinking, But though Lori says I would stop if they are yellow,
I would say just like err on the side of caution. Maybe it's one of those.
Luann, good morning. Speeding is ridiculous these days. It seems that since COVID, everyone's driving crazy. That's what we've noticed also.
That's what we have literally had this conversation. It's been crazy. I just don't think that, I don't know.
I love John's
people have any
comment.
patience.
Well, and that's true too. Very thin.
And like, sometimes I get it. Sometimes you're like, okay, I have to be somewhere. I have to whatever. But like, I don't know. Like, bigger picture, right?
Marguerite says, if you stop when it's yellow, you may get stuck. Right.
I always have a hard time with the city buses, like the NFTA buses, just navigating those.
Oh, because you're always driving on a bus route or something, right?
Right. And I'm always trying to like be aware that they're there, but sometimes like they end up like sitting for a really long time. So you're kind of like, okay, sometimes they're waiting for somebody. And I just like, that's trickier to me. Oh, look it.
What? Oh, Travis Kelce's on GMA. Don't change the channel though right now.
Yeah, no. Just look over. You'll probably get your phone. Just look up. Don't miss it. Wink.
I do want to know what he's got to say. I'm dying to hear what he has to say about Taylor Swift.
Don't worry. Ed sent out a message yesterday. Travis Kelce's going to be on GMA tomorrow. No one responded.
Why? That would that's crazy to me.
I know.
Because that is a great tease
I
to
know.
Good Morning America.
I
I'm
know.
just saying.
I know. I was with you.
Thank
I
you.
was tuning in.
See? And you're our demographic. Just on the cusp, though.
I was only tuning in for research purposes,
See?
just to hear the latest.
Yeah, and like the way they promoted it this morning, I was like, oh, this is so bland.
No other reason.
Danielle, Ed, you need to calm down. Why are you mad when you can be glad?
You need to calm down.
How about this? Job offers. Is there like a red flag that you look for when you're going through? Anybody looking for a new job? Let me ask you that first. And if you are, have you been to interviews?
Maybe
And-
also if you're doing that, don't be like, yes, me. You're on second
Well,
guess.
hey, maybe you
Unless
are.
like it's okay to let people know.
Crowdsource. I mean, legitimately, like if you are looking for a job, maybe somebody here can help you out.
If you're comfortable with your current employer knowing.
Or
you
if
know
you're
what I'm
comfortable
saying?
sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like whatever. If you're not happy, you're not happy. Move on.
Well, Marguerite, that's sweet. She'd rather watch us than Travis.
Thank you, Marguerite. Tracy says I only apply for $212,000 jobs.
That's my girl.
Listen, that's what you need for the cost of living these days. Well, my question is because there are certain red flags that people are talking about that they absolutely dislike
Mhm.
when you are interviewing and you kind of feel as if something isn't vibing here. Something's not right. Something's off a little bit.
And that was one of them. Like you kind of feel sorry, I'm just getting so distracted by
Yeah,
Travis
what is going
Kelce
on
stuff.
with you?
I don't know. They've got good stuff over there.
Do you want to watch? Do you want to go?
I do. No. So that was one of them too. And another was like when you got asked a lot of personal questions.
Correct.
They're really not supposed to do that.
Carrie says, we're a family at a retail job means we pay terrible and have zero respect for you as a person.
That's funny.
Do you think that has become the norm at places? Do you think that they are...
I'm trying to remember there were some other ones.
It was asking annoying personal questions,
Uh-huh.
not putting the salary.
Not putting the salary right. We have less of an issue with that in New York State now because, right, that law passed. So we do see a lot of salaries.
Peter says, I was at a job interview once and the first red flag was that I had the incorrect setting on the GPS and took me to a side street in the hood. Well, okay.
Okay, one time I went to a job interview. This is like years ago. And my old boss, he's the nicest guy. And he asked me my first question. Now, I was like focusing on getting there because I had just was going to move back to the area, and like they built, it was just in a place I had not been in literally years because I hadn't lived there in years. Then his first question to me was, what did you notice when you first came in the building? And I'm like, in my head, this was the kind of guy, he was so sweet. He was
It's
just a nice guy.
filthy.
No, in my head, I just like, I'm like, no. And so I just go, I'm going to be honest with you. I was looking for the address because I didn't know where I was going. And he's like, fair enough. I did end up getting that job. So that's pretty funny. But.
Carrie says when they don't tell you why the position has such high turnover rates. That's interesting. One other thing that they were saying was that when you're interviewing and the job description doesn't necessarily sound like what you were applying for.
Yes. Or when you get in there and you get a vibe that this isn't the right fit for you.
Tracy says interviews can be crazy, especially when it's 3 rounds or more. Yeah, I wondered why that is. Like if you've got somebody who's interviewing with you and you like that person, like why do they have to go through a panel?
Well, keep in mind that it's for both people.
Sure.
Because like, are you getting the information you need out of one time speaking with somebody?
That's a good point.
You need to
Maybe you have more questions.
Maybe you have more questions. Maybe you need to like make sure you feel comfortable there,
Jeanette says, we're a family-run business. Sometimes means it was started by a family in 1950. Seems cliche these days. I think fewer and fewer of those exist. But, certainly there are some of them here in Western New York. I am so glad that I'm past resumes and interviews, Anita says. Bless you. I'm the worst interviewer because I'm so used to being the one asking
Interviewee.
questions.
You're the worst interviewee.
Yes, excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm a good interviewer. I like asking questions.
Let me ask what you mean by that.
Anyway, You got to get the show on the road.
Oh my goodness. I've been sneezing so much today.
Have a great day.
Great.